Greetings. I want to speak to my sisters today. I want to first thank you for joining us for another motivational minute. And I'm your motivational minister, Linnell Finner. And as always, I'm happy to serve. I wanted to talk to our sisters today regarding finances and income and opportunities, especially those that are single moms who have more responsibilities on their plate than their share. To you, my heart speaks more deeply because I too was a single mom. Now, of course, all of my children are grown. I had 8 children and 4 sons, 4 daughters, and now I have 10 grandchildren. I'm very proud of the bunch of the team that I have. They have grown to be my trophies. But while they were young, there was a lot of challenges that I faced. When my husband and I decided to split up, the older ones, 4 older ones, were teenagers, and the 4 younger ones were all the way down to one, basically, all to 1 years old. And there was just something inside of me that decided, after having the 16 years of not having a good marriage, that I was going to cut a new path and try something different. I said, this is not working. When I got married, I was in my 20s, and at that point of separation, I was now in my 30s. And I said, you know what? I wasted all of my 20s here. I'm not going to let you take all my 30s also. So even though it wasn't, I didn't have the best circumstances. Both my parents were dead, and I didn't have any immediate family to go to start over. It was truly a case where it was me and my children against the elements. But the main focus I had was God. And a lot of people say, well, why didn't you leave the boys and just take the girls with you? And I said, because my husband wasn't good ground, meaning I didn't think he would do good with them. And I had spent a lot of time nurturing and raising them in the grace and the admonition of the Lord. So to have all that wasted, especially when the boys were at their teenage years, I figured, I can't take a chance like that. No telling if I left them with him, how they would turn out. And I would be more disappointed with that than with the fact of trying to raise them all on my own. So with that being said, I did go out on my own. And me and the at the time it was 7 children. Me and the 7 children, we went away, and I started to start a new life. There was a part of me that believed everything was going to be peachy cream and smooth because I had Jesus. I knew the Lord. And because I knew that my time was up in this marriage, I felt everything else was going to work out for me smoothly. Well, it didn't. And it was challenges after challenges. And my husband, even though court ordered, did his darndest for all the years that they were young to escape child support. And so therefore I didn't have any help from him, didn't have any immediate family to help me. My children were barely old enough to work. I believe that the oldest, she was a girl and maybe about 15, 16 at the time. And so the other ones were even younger than that. So there was no help coming from the children. They weren't able enough. And not many family members, maybe one of them, was consistently there for me. This caused a lot of challenges for me. And I used to say to God, if someone looked at my life right now, I don't think they could tell I was saved. But the Lord showed me that the journey was a part of the ministry. See, you can't tell somebody that's going through something that is going to be all right, and that they're going to have victory in a situation, and that they're going to come out on the other side of this unless you've walked in their shoes. I can't tell you that, there's no challenges with raising children and raising sons because of the absence of the father and all of that. If I had not gone through it, of course there are challenges. You cannot be a man. Somebody made this ridiculous cliche that as a single mom, you're a mother and a father. No, you're not. You're not a father. You can't take the place of a dad. Now, you can be the best mother you can be. Absolutely, hands down. And if you have an excellent support system, you can even have mentors around your son. Well, unfortunately, I didn't have that either. I didn't have mentors to have help my sons along the way. So everything I knew, I had to teach them according to what I knew and from a woman's perspective. I said, this is why you want to be this kind of man. Because in a woman's life, this is what they need. They need this level of help. So I did my best with all of them. And as of today, I call them my 8 trophies. I said, I won't be able to sit before God and tell him where I worked and brag about this corporate position and everything that I obtained because of my education. And I won't be able to sit before God and say, did you see those fly cars I drove? And I won't be able to sit before God and brag about anything except you, meaning my children. I poured everything I had into you. So whereas my position with them was, there's a lot of financial things, material things I can't give you, okay? But I'm going to get you safely to the bridge. And that was like the crossings of life, that bridge, the bridge of life. I'm going to get you safely there, okay? And once I get you there, I'm going to turn you over to God, and it will be between you and him now for you to get the life that you intend to have. So no matter what the circumstances were along the way, we did the best we could with what I had. Was I sometimes ashamed that I couldn't give my children financially and materialistically everything else their cousins had or their friends had or the neighbors had? Of course, I was disappointed for them. I knew that they deserved to have that right. But with all of the expenses of keeping life going, it didn't allow for a lot of other things. So I had my sons, when they were young teenagers, taking on jobs like mowing grass and washing cars so that they could build and not only work for themselves, but to become resourceful. Use everything that you've got. Put all the oars in the water, and we're going to make this. We're going to finish this race. And today I'm very happy and very pleased and very proud of the outcome of each and every one of them. And that is why I call them my trophies. So I say to you, young mothers or mothers that are single mothers and that are just struggling, not necessarily financially, maybe even financially, but more so just struggling with enough time, enough rest, enough care for yourself. You see, I was one of those kind of mothers where I put everybody before me. And they say traditionally that's what you should do. Unfortunately, once everybody else was done, there was never enough left for me. Not energy, not time, not money. There was never enough left for me. So if I was to encourage young mothers now, I would always say to you now, save some for yourself. Give yourself those special little treats. Even if you had to take the kid, all the money and spend it on the kid's shoes, and there's nothing left except for you to buy your favorite dessert or your favorite takeout. Do something for you. Save something for you. Because any account, whether it's a bank account or your own personal self, that account, anything that you continue to draw from without making any deposits, the checks are going to bounce. You're going to come out stressed. You're going to come out worn, looking tired and old before your time. And then the children will raise and grow up and say, bye, see ya, thanks, take care. All right, if you need anything, call me. And so for all of that you've put in, save some for yourself. At night, take those hot bubble baths. Do whatever you need to do to relieve your stress. Remember, if your cup is full, then you're able to give to everybody else. But if you're giving out of an empty cup, some of those checks are going to bounce. Sometimes the kids are going to be around you and wonder, what's the matter with her? She's so irritable, can't say nothing to her. Well, they don't realize how much it takes to be you and to be there for them. I remember there were times when I would literally be in the bathroom and I would get one knock after the other. And to the point where maybe by the time the fifth child came, I'm screaming because I'm like, can you cut me a break? I will be out eventually. Whether it was to take a bath, refresh myself, do human bodily functions, whatever it was, it's like, can I just have a break? So I say to you, no one told me. I thought unless I gave everything to my children, I wasn't being a good mom to them. But now, after the fact, as they say, hindsight is 2020. Be good to yourself. Be good to yourself, because those are the things that when you reward yourself, it refreshes you so that you can go the extra mile. It gives you the energy and the fortitude and the satisfaction inside that says, you know what? I'm worth too. I'm worth. I'm worth a little bit too. So if I was to say anything to you, my first bit of advice would be save some for yourself. Take good care of yourself, because the better care that you're in, the better you can care for others. You cannot give out of an empty cup. And the second thing I would say to you is that God always makes a way. Now, it may not be the way we expect, and sometimes we get a little bit prideful. We don't want to ask anybody for help, and we don't want to make people talk about us or seem like we the poor ones. Look, get over yourself. If those ideas are egotistic, if God sends you help by the hand of someone, say thank you and keep it moving. Do not stand like, no, I'm okay. No, we okay. And then you go home like, Lord, you know that this bill is due tomorrow. Lord, what am I going to do about these kids at school? Lord, how am I going to pay for this? Well, did not the Lord have someone contact you, cross by you, come get you, and offer to help you, and out of pride you said, no, we good. So from now on, however the Lord sends it, receive it. And you know the old adage that says, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Don't ask them why. Just say thank you and keep it moving. For God intends that you not suffer. He intends that you not be alone. He intends that you feel his arms, his loving arms around you. He intends that you make this journey and that you be strong at the end, because there is still life for you after the children are grown. So don't give everything away. Don't let everybody around you take your strength. And some women have the added responsibility of elderly parents to care for, inside of caring for their children and trying to care for their job or their profession or their whatever else. Listen to me. Save some for yourself. That is not selfish. That is wise. If everyone is pulling from your cup, if everyone is coming to withdraw from your account, and you're putting nothing in, eventually it's going to overdraft. The checks are going to bounce. You're going to have fees and stress all over you. So look at here. Listen to me. Someone that's been through the journey and has hindsight 2020. Take a little bit for yourself.